Hi, sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on with my thing here. Oh, I heard a pop. Um, my mic is on. I don't think you're. Oh, okay.
How about now?
There we go. Hi.
For some reason, my audio board's not working tonight. I'll have to get Mike to help me fix that later.
You're good.
Uh, all right. So, you were runner-up this year for Radio Wigwam's Female Vocalist of the Year. Now, that in itself is impressive enough, but why don't you go ahead and tell everybody out there how old you are?
Yeah. My name is Sophie Dorsten, and I'm 18.
18 years
18
old. At 18 years old, I had no idea what I was doing, but you're runner up for Female Vocalist of the Year, and that's just crazy. And
Oh,
congratulations, by the way.
thank you.
Uh, and anybody that's heard your stuff and know that award's uh, well deserved, and there's going to be many more in your future. Um, so, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah. So I am 18 and I live in Gilbert, Arizona, in Phoenix, and I've been playing music since I've been playing out and about since I was about like 13. Well, no, actually 9. I've been playing guitar since I was 13, singing since forever, and making music since I was also 13. I have music everywhere, and yeah, I'm a musician and I love it.
Uh, now, so what are some of your influences with your music?
Um, When I first got into singing, my biggest influence was Adele. I loved her voice, and I feel like I kind of took part of like how she is and like in her voice, and I just really love that. So I think vocally, Adele is probably one of my biggest inspirations. But I think, I mean, more now. I have my biggest like inspiration and my favorite artist is this little band called From Indian Lakes, and it's not really like a heard of band. It's really small, but I love all of their music, and it just. I don't know. I just get so inspired from it, and I can listen to it in any mood. And like, I don't know. I just love their music. So I think that they definitely inspire me as a musician. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. I don't know. I love music. I listen to a lot of indie and bands and just like Billie Eilish. Her, I love all of her stuff too. Even though it might not sound exactly like her, but I love I love the meaning of her songs, and I love her voice. And yeah, I can go on.
Hey, go on if you can go on, and anybody that gives you inspiration, I mean, feel
Yeah,
free to uh, shout them out
yeah.
on here.
There's this small artist. I don't really know if she's small or not. I just recently found her out, and my brother like found her on Spotify. Her name is Alani Drake, and I am loving her music. It's like something that I want to do almost. Like I just love her genre, and I love all of her songs. There's one song that I love called Peaches. Super inspiring. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like so excited to make music. Like I love this song. I don't know. There's a lot of cool artists out there, and like yeah, but anyways.
And that's exactly why I started doing this with the Twitter and doing these um, the the chats and the blog and everything like that is because there's so many just incredible artists out there that people have just never heard of, and
Mhm.
I want people to hear of you. I mean, let them make their own choice of whether they want to hear the music or not. And not everybody's going to have a huge record company throwing money behind them and pushing them to be on the radio. So, and it's in just over a year, I think we've done pretty well, and I found just so many more incredible artists than I ever even dreamed of out there, and it's just been totally amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, I know you got a project coming up. He was supposed to be here already, but he hasn't showed up yet. With our good friend Mike from Three Mind Blight. He,
Yep.
matter of fact, he mentioned that it was about ready to go to me earlier. Um, do you want to talk about that any at all, or do you want to
Yeah.
keep that on the down low until it?
I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk about it, but I'll just talk about the experience. It's a really fun,
Okay.
like, little, like, collab that we've done. I'm not gonna spill the name, and I'm not gonna spill the date because I don't really think that's good. But
Yeah,
anyway,
don't get us
um,
both in trouble.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. It's been a really fun song. We've just been like going back and forth. Like he sent like this really cool track, and I'm like, this is just so sick. And I don't know. I started going on my computer and recorded stuff, and then just sent back and forth. He's like, oh, what about this? I'm like, that sounds awesome. What about this? Like, and it's just literally just back and forth, just like, how about this? And it's just so cool. It's been such a good experience. I haven't really had a collab like this before. So yeah, I mean, it was really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, Mike, he's a very good friend of mine, and he's a very talented guy. And anybody that he picks to collab with, everyone that I've heard has just turned out amazing. So I can't wait to hear what you guys got coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What other kind of projects you got coming out anytime soon?
Other than that, I don't really have a lot of other collabs, but I don't know. I've done a lot of like just a lot of different stuff lately, and so I'm really excited for the new year because I'm gonna be doing some more stuff with my brother. With like that's who I wrote my song "Baby Doll" and "Sea Salt" with, and so we're gonna be probably doing some more writing. Probably shortly after the Christmas, and so I'm really excited about that. And then I'm probably gonna try to like record and do all that stuff for one of my own songs, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, so nothing like super set in stone other than the collab with Mike, but I'm excited. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, how's things about being able to get out and play out there been in Arizona? I know one state over in California it's just been a complete nightmare with the pandemic. Have you guys been a little bit more open there in Arizona?
Yeah, it really depends on the place. Like, a lot of big venues that I was trying to strive to play more at this year, like, I don't know, I had me and my band were gonna play more this year, and I was so excited for it, but unfortunately that couldn't happen. But I was super excited for that, but it just big venues like that aren't really doing stuff like that. I have been able to play at like small restaurants and like stuff like that, but it's like not really a lot of people there because like they're socially distanced, and then yeah, but so I've only had like a couple shows in the last 5 months, which is kind of weird because I was so used to doing like 2 to 3 shows a week, even with my busy high school schedule, which is just so crazy how I just went from like all this to like nothing in my life.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm very fortunate where I'm at, and I mean, the worst is just that I didn't get graduation and can't play shows. So I'm very fortunate where I'm at, but I don't know. It's still sad as a musician just to not be playing out. Obviously, I'm obviously always all the time like practicing and writing and doing all that at home. But it's just like the feeling of getting on a stage and there's an audience and like that whole like everything like that happening is just like such a cool thing to happen. But so it's sad, but it's okay that it's not like the worst thing in the world right now. So
Yeah. Have you done any like live streaming through the pandemic at all?
yep. I've done a lot of live streams. Not like a ton because I really didn't do live streams before, and I really didn't know how to, and like I don't know, it just was kind of weird because it's not like I'm looking at an audience, I don't get the audience reactions. Obviously, I can read off their comments. It's just like a little different though. It's like
Yeah.
just so weird or whatever. But so I don't know. It's kind of like uncomfortable at first, like getting used to that. But obviously, time goes on. It's like it's getting easier. It's just like I'm having a conversation with someone, and there's people happening to listen, so it's fine. But
Yeah. And I was told to tell you that Mike's here now. Yeah, he's hopped in the comments over here. So
Hello, Mike.
um, I actually just did an interview with another podcaster on Saturday. He's from over in England. I don't know if you've done any talking with him or not. The Music Marketing Academy.
I haven't done a live stream, but
Okay. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff like that, and he we had a very good conversation about just that deal. As an artist, I know you like to play live, and because you want to get the feel from the audience, you want to take their emotion, you want to give them your emotion, and have that synergy and understand that the live streams are a little bit different because you are just singing to a camera. And he actually ran a poll, and he was telling me that a couple weeks ago about it, and he said 70 to 80% of artists absolutely were terrified to do the live streams because it's completely different than what they're used to because you don't have an audience, you're just singing to the camera.
yep.
And if you were to do a live stream, a good friend of mine, she's an artist named Sarah Faith. She's a country music artist. She does them on Zoom, so you can actually see the different
Oh,
people
yeah,
up there, and you can kind of see their facial reactions and stuff like that. And
yeah.
it's kind of a little bit better that way. The main thing about the live streams that I wanted to get across to artists is it lets you get content out there and it lets you keep in people's minds because these days people have attention spans of a gnat. And if you're not throwing stuff out there at them every little bit, then they're going to forget who you are.
Yep.
So just use them. And also, here's another big thing about it. On the live streams, you may have what maybe 10 to 50 people on a live stream instead of a whole arena.
Yeah.
Okay, so try something different that you normally wouldn't do during one of your other shows. If it works there, then you can add it into your regular show when you go back to playing live shows. If it doesn't work, then you scratch it and you try something different the next time. It's a handmade target audience because you know the people that are there are already your fans,
Hmm.
or else they wouldn't be there to begin with, and they're going to be able to tell you right away whether something's going to work in your show or not. So make sure you take full advantage of that. If anything else, just to test out new stuff and to provide content for people, just to keep your name out there in front of them, and it'll really benefit you a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, so they're talking now. They're starting to roll out the vaccine, and they're hoping by June, July timeframe that we've now reached a level of what they call the herd uh, what do they call it, the herd immunization or whatever, where 80% of the population has now been immune to the virus. So they'll start opening things back up. So, what are your plans moving forward? Say, like the end of next year, are you really just chomping at the bit to get out there and start playing live shows again, or do you just want to kind of mix it up and keep kind of doing your writing and doing the live shows?
Yeah. So I think, like, kind of like I said earlier, it's like I don't like this hasn't really like been super like effective to me and my family, and like personally, I am an introvert and I just strive on being alone and doing stuff by myself and creating stuff by myself. And so, like, it's really like made me have time for all that stuff that I didn't have before because I was a full time high school student and then just doing shows all the time on the weekend. And so, I think like this has definitely taught me something of like just calm down and like go with the flow and just do things like that you didn't do before, like take the time to do it because you have time now. And so I think when things start getting back up, I guess, and I do have time to do shows, I guess it's just doing shows that are important to me and like I don't know, it's just like the fact of like choosing shows or doing shows and like maybe not every single like weekend, like, you know, so I don't know. I think it's just the time management thing that I need to focus on. But I think I'm very like I don't know. I really want to go out and do shows a lot, but also at the same time, I've enjoyed this time of just almost taking a deep breath and just been writing and focusing on what I want to be and who I want to be. And I don't know, just like figuring out everything, you know, like you said earlier, I'm 18 and I don't really know where I'm going, you know, like I love music
Yeah.
and I love this direction, but it's like nothing has to be so like right now, you know, I don't
Set in stone, you know,
know.
yeah. Uh, and that's a great idea. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking the time and just stepping back and finding yourself and finding out how, where you want to go with your music.
Yeah.
Because the greatest compliment an artist can get is when their audience feels what they felt when they're writing the song. You know, if you can get that across, then you've you've done everything you can. And I, with almost any artist that I've ever talked to, is if someone came up to me after a show and said, "This is how it made me feel when you were singing that," and they're like, "That's it. That's exactly what I was going for. That's what I was
Mhm.
feeling when I wrote that," and that just makes everything all worthwhile.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and well, do you have any plans of going, say, college or anything, or are you just going to be a full time artist now? How's that going to work?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So so let's see. I the beginning of my senior year, which was fall of 2019, last year, I was just kind of freaking out about graduating high school and like not knowing what I was gonna do after and just kind of like what is happening? Like I don't know what I want to do with my life, you know? Like obviously I
We've
love
all
music,
been there. Don't
I love
don't
all
feel
this
bad.
stuff, but what am I doing? And so it was just that fear of the unknown, and it was so scary. And I actually wrote a song tomorrow, about that and about that fear of the unknown. Like, how can I breathe now? How am I gonna breathe tomorrow? You know, like I can't breathe now. Anyways, so that's what I wrote tomorrow. But I don't know. I skipped this semester for college because I really just one, I was kind of late for signing up for classes. I was going to do just like community college and just kind of do some classes and then do music full time basically. But then I just really decided I'm like, I don't want to do college right now. Like, it just does not seem fun. It doesn't seem me. Like, I don't know. School to me is not the most important thing. I think that like I want to go for music, then I'm gonna go for it. I'm for it all. Like I'm gonna put everything into it. And but also I have the same thing now where I'm coming up to this next semester. I'm like, should I take a couple classes just to like add something new into my life and just learn some stuff, you know? And so I don't know. It's honestly still undecided whether or not I'm doing college or not. I was wanting to maybe go to university and like after 2 years of community college, that was my plan. But yet again, I freaked out about it. I'm like, nah, that's not really what I want to do. So honestly, I'd have to get back to you on that question. But
Well,
for now, I am full musician.
there's no shame in not knowing what you do, and college definitely isn't for everybody. I went to community college, so there's definitely no shame in that either. And and also you you are young. Don't feel like you have to fully commit to one thing right now. Your music is in a great spot right now, and if you want to fully commit to being a musician right now, no one can fault you in that because you're doing a tremendous job. If you wanted to step back, you felt overwhelmed and you wanted to take a couple college classes and kind of mix it up a little bit, and no one would fault you for that either. Um, but don't feel bad because you have no clue where you want to go. I'm 43 years old and I still don't want to be when I grow up. So, you know,
Yeah.
just do you, and let everything just fall into place for you.
Yeah.
Um, and believe me, you'll know when you you'll find it. Until I started doing this, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And then working with you independent artists from all genres, and now this is all I want to do is help you guys out and sit around and talk music with you guys
Yeah.
and help people meet like uh, like you and Mike, help them meet up so they can do collab work and stuff like that. Because music these days is just uh, it's just music. There's not really any set of genre anymore. You
Mhm.
you got hip hop mixing with country music and rock mixing with country and hip hop and rock and roll, and it's all there. And she and so yeah, it's been tremendous just watching and seeing all the people that have come together as a community on like Twitter, especially Twitter, because that's where I started at. And oh, and by the way, Mike said you can say whatever you want to about the song. He don't
Oh.
care. We were trying. We didn't want to be in trouble, Mike. So we talked a little bit about it, but you weren't here yet, and I was like, yeah, well, I didn't want to get either one of us in trouble. Uh, but yeah, so finding out who you are as a person and how you want your music to be, because once you find your music, then it's easier to express to your audience what it is that you're feeling. And that goes right back to what I said, getting that connection to the audience. And once you can connect with the audience, then the sky's the limit for you and your music.
Oh, yeah. Talking back about, like, Twitter, when you mentioned Twitter and, like, all that,
Mm-hmm.
like, I first started off with just Instagram and Facebook, and I mean, like, I had a Twitter account, but I really had no idea what was happening on Twitter. I just always was like, "What is this?" Like, I don't know, I just never understood it, and then, this last July, I finally went on and I'm like, "Whoa, this is crazy." Like, this is, like, insane. Compared to Instagram and Facebook, it's, like, so, like, awesome for the music community. I'm just, like,
So
so
much easier to share your music
Oh, yeah.
links on Twitter because Facebook and Twitter or Instagram will tell you, okay, you can't post your YouTube stuff
Yeah.
in your post. You can't. They don't like you posting your Twitter stuff in there. So you just got to do screenshots and stuff. Twitter, they'll let you post any link you want to,
Yeah.
and just once you start uh, talking or talking with the other artists in there, and they start sharing your music, and then you're meeting other artists. You're getting ideas that you never thought you would do, and uh, if there was one social media site that I could suggest for any artist, it would be Twitter because it's so easy to share your links on there.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. Like, I post something on Twitter and then the same thing on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is just crazy about it, and just all the people that you meet through it, I'm like, it's just insane. I don't know, it's just crazy to me. So, it's awesome.
Uh, yeah, so now, does anybody over in the comments want to drop a few questions for Sophie before we go, or get into more questions from me, or we can go back and let her talk more about her and Mike's collab if you want to, since Mike gave us the okay.
I'm, like, still really hesitant about it.
You don't have to. Don't let these people peer pressure you. They'll do it. You do whatever you makes you feel comfortable on here. So as you set back during here, and you've I don't know how much soul searching you've got done. Uh, have you kind of decided anything on which way you want to take your music?
As in like genre or like
Um, yeah, we can you can start with genre.
okay. Yeah, because I mean like I just remember like talking like and just like thinking about like where I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. I mean, like in this world, it's like you got to be something different in order to be noticed. You know, like have you like you've seen that where it's like you have Billie Eilish with her crazy hair and like just different music and then all this different stuff. And it's just like in this world, it's like you got to do something crazy and unique to be different. And I'm always like, what is that for me? You know, that's always the question. Like, what makes you different from everyone else? And it's still a question, but I think I'm definitely more comfortable with it now. It's like I understand that like I am who I am. I don't know. It's like as an independent person, as an individual person, like I I know who I am and I think I'm a confident person and an individualist and I think I know who I am and what I do and why I do it and why I love it, but it's the genre where it's like, okay, what do I want to do? And that's the thing. I have been experimenting, especially this year, where I've been putting out music and they're all kind of different from each other, if you've noticed. My
Mm-hmm.
first song that I released was Phase-In. I released that April 1st, and that was way different from the one that I released in 2019 called Growing, um, which that song was kind of just same with all my other songs at first, but Phase-In was also a collab, with someone in Arizona. But I don't know, it was completely different, and I loved it because I felt like my friends like could vibe with it more. They were like, "Oh, this is sick. This could go on the like this like a pop song. Like I can listen to this." I have totally different taste than all my friends do, and so it was just like awesome. My friends like this, like the audience, like everyone else is like thinking this is awesome. But then May came around. Well, I recorded back this next song tomorrow. I recorded that back in what was that? End of January, early February. And that one was such a me song. It was very like personal to me, and like if I could describe anything, that would be me. And like that song is me. Like I don't know, just like the whole feel of it, the whole sound of it, all the lyrics are just so like personal and like I mean, it came from a question of like what is going on? What is this world telling me to do, you know? Like what is my future going to be like after high school? But I don't know. I just love the sound of it. It's very slow and I like slow music. I like that. But yeah, so that was a very like me song, I guess. Um and then I was working with my brother and we released Baby Doll in October. And that song, it was different. It was more like he's like, "Hey, look at this sick beat." I like kind of threw it like out. He's like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Oh, that is cool." I'm like, "Can we do it? Like, can I join on you with this?" And so then we made Baby Doll, and that one was just a little different. It was just kind of just for fun and just I don't know, just kind of experimenting with genres and seeing what that genre is about, you know? Like I don't know really how to explain that genre. I guess like a pop almost kind of way also, but I don't know. I really like that song too. I love all my songs. And then this last song that I released, Sea Salt, is it's not like my favorite, but it's like every time I release a song, it's always my favorite because it's just the most recent. I'm like, ugh, I just love it. But Sea Salt, that song, I am just like so in love with it. My brother wrote the music for it, and I remember he actually showed me before Baby Doll. He was like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "That is just so beautiful. We need to release this. I need to sing on this." I just fell in love with the music, and I wrote that song about after high school and like being in this weird state of not like all my friends moved away for college. Like literally most of them moved away. I had like one friend and I love her. But it was just that feeling of just like wow, life has changed so much and I'm just stuck in my house writing and doing art. Like I do art and paint and all this different type of stuff. I don't know, just like stuck in my house doing nothing it seemed like, even though I was doing stuff and like I don't know, just that fear of like, wow, like I'm so alone, even though I'm not. But it's just that like thought of like, it's just crazy how my life just went from this to this. And so that's what Deep Salt is about. Is also thinking about the future still because it's still just a crazy thought to me. I don't know, a lot of things are crazy to me. But yeah, I love Sea Salt too. That one is also very like personal song, and I never really realized it until I looked at the lyrics all the way through, and I was like, "Dang, this is good!" Like, this totally is it. I don't know. I love Sea Salt. I love all my songs. I love all my songs, but they're all different, and I love that because that was such a like experimenting thing. I'm like, this is just so fun that I can create music and I don't have to stick to one genre. You know, I'm not under a label. I'm not under anything. Like I can do whatever I want and I can just I can do whatever I want. And so I just think that's just so cool as a musician and an independent artist where literally I can do anything and it's just so fun. And then this upcoming song that I have with Mike, I'm so excited for because that's also different. And it's like totally not something I would do. And it's just, I don't know, when he sent it back, I literally was like, dude, this is so sick. I don't know. I was just so excited for it. Yeah, I was just so excited for it. And so then we just started going at it. Um, but yeah, I really loved how it turned out. Both me and Mike sang on it, and he made all the music for it. Yeah, it's a really cool song. I'm really excited to release that guy. But yeah, so it's just experimenting with music. I love doing that, and it's just the thing that I love doing. And I think in 2021, I honestly have no idea if I'm gonna stick to one genre, if I'm gonna do the same thing, or I'm gonna kind of expand and do whatever. But I don't know. It's like I look back at this year and I see and I'm like, I like this and I think I like this a lot more than I like that. So I'm probably gonna stick with that more. So I'm gonna leave that a mystery, but you'll see in 2021. Anyways, but I don't know. I just love music and how it just can take you somewhere. Anyways.
That's right. Hey, this is your spotlight. You talk as long as you want. And no one's here to see me. I'll tell you that right now. But I want to tell you something. Don't worry so much about trying to be different. I don't know if you can read the comments or not. You will be able to when I send you the video of this. Uh, but there are so many people in the comments right now just telling how super talented you are and how strong your voice is. Uh,
Oh, thank you guys.
when you find your voice, and I'm not talking about your physical voice, because I've heard your stuff and I know you can go cross genre. You can do any genre you want. Your voice is the physical voice is there. When you find your inner voice, your stuff is just going to be magical. Okay. Uh, take all the time you need. Do the music your way. Okay.
Mhm.
Don't let people tell you, no, you need to do it this way. Do the music your way. Now, you're independent, you can do that. Once you sign with a record label, that all goes away. Not many will say, okay, well, you got free reign to do it. Unless you're some huge star that's released countless albums that have went number one, they probably won't let you have free reign on what you're doing on a label. So I can tell you, no matter which direction you decide to go, once you decide where you want to go with that, to go with your physical voice and your inner voice meeting up, it's just going to be unbelievable. The sky's going to be the limit for you.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the thing, like I think this year was kind of just like it was a good thing for me to like almost like experiment and just see what was out there and like I've seen what I do like and what I don't like and like even with just like not like covers necessarily but just even listening to music I'm like I love this music but I just don't see myself doing this, you know? And like with doing music and writing music and releasing music, you kind of see that too. It's like, is this me? You know, like there's songs that I'm like, I love this song. It's such a great song that I released, but is this what I want to do? You know, I mean, that's the ultimate thing.
And I don't mean to interrupt your thought there, but as
Right.
a fan of music, when I'm out watching a live show and when people are singing certain artists are singing certain songs, you can tell if they are feeling that music or if they're not feeling the music.
Totally.
Artist isn't feeling the music, then the crowd kind of steps back. When you are feeling the music, that's why I said do the music your way, sing it the way you want to do it. Once you do that, you're going to connect with the crowd that wants to be there with your music, and uh, as strong as you are vocally, the sky is going to be the limit. So don't don't worry about any of that stuff. And I got big kudos over here from people saying, yeah, they're glad that I said that to you, and we got it out there on video. And I hope more people do take that to heart. Is you have such freedom as an independent musician to do that. You're young enough with the freedom right now to take your music any way you want to go. Don't feel like you're in a hurry to get to that spot, because you're not. You got plenty of time, and you're going to have a very long career if you want a very long career.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how this all works, you know? I don't know. It's just crazy. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought that would be where I am right now, you know?
I mean, uh, and you said you're an introvert, and I'm kind of introverted myself. But find out what it is where you draw your inspiration from, whether you're painting, whether it's if you just go out and you take long walks on your own,
Mm-hmm.
and where you draw your inspiration, and soon one day it's just gonna come to you. So this is the way I want to take my music, and believe me, people are gonna follow no matter how you decide to take your music. And it's just been fun watching you perform all these different types of stuff as an artist this year, and kind of just watching you grow as an artist. It's been truly amazing.
Thank
and
you.
and you have so many people that are just jumping in that haven't been here before just to come in to watch you do this interview. So just just
I
so you know,
agree. Thanks for coming.
you're very much on your way uh, to superstardom. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get in a hurry.
I will. Yeah, I
But
won't.
if you feel like you want to take a step back and do a collab with someone that's completely way out of the ordinary, I would actually suggest that you try to experiment with all different genres, mixing the genres.
Mm-hmm.
What's it gonna hurt right now? I mean, you got enough good stuff out there that if you try something and it doesn't work for you, then you're gonna move on to the next one, and you're gonna find some that are just gonna completely blow people out of the water.
Yeah.
And like I said, at 18, you're already runner up for female vocalist of the year. Uh, some people go their whole career and don't get that honor. Okay, and you're just at the beginning of yours. So there will be plenty of accolades. Don't worry about the awards. Don't worry about anything but focusing on Sophie and how you want to take your music, and just let it come from your heart, and there will be no issues with what you put out there. None.
Yeah.
Uh, so why don't we take a little pause here, and why don't you tell everybody where they can find all your different social media platforms, and what your name is,
Yeah.
so they can follow you.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Sophie Dorsten Music, and you can follow me or find me on Spotify, Twitter, every music platform out there, at Sophie Dorsten, and same with my YouTube. But yeah, and then I also have a website, sophiedorstenmusic.com, and that pretty much links to everything if you forgot all that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you have any merch on your website?
I don't have any merch on my website. I always brought them to shows, but I actually never really thought of putting on my website. So,
You need to get some merch on your website. And I'm gonna give you some tips on some cheap merch that you can do yourself and just to get merch out there for people. One is you see them all the time. They do you can get a bunch of little stickers made up with
mhm.
decals and whatever. Those are pretty cheap. And you see behind me, I have these photographs of artists and stuff that are signed. They don't have to be photograph quality.
Yeah.
You just take one photograph and get it printed out. You put it on your website, say the photograph $10 and a signed one is $15 or $20. People will buy those.
Hmm.
Take your lyric sheets, make copies of them, sign those, sell them for $5 to $10. People buy those, and it's just little ways like that to keep your keep your name out there for people. And don't think because you have a, a smallerish following, because we talked about this during my interview with the Music Marketing Academy too. Some people were afraid to put their stuff out to do merch because they thought, well, we only got a couple hundred followers. Well, people will buy your merch when you're like that because they want that. It's like a status symbol for them because when you do blow up, they're going to pull that out and say, you know what, I've had this since no one knew who they were. And
Mhm.
a status symbol for fans to be able to have that merchandise. And if you, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Field of Dreams.
No.
Okay, well, it's a movie from the '80s. It's based on a book, and what happens in the book is this farmer in Iowa here's a voice that says if you build it they will come, and he ends up building a baseball field in his field, uh, and then people come to watch people play baseball on the field. It's the same way with the merch. If you put it out there, people will buy it.
Mhm.
You got to give them access to it. Make sure it's on your website. Once people know how to get there, they're gonna buy stuff. And I'm hoping I'm getting my written blog back up and going. I'm hoping on my blog page to be able to start adding artists' merch sites so whenever they're reading about you, they look over and oh, there's a website. They'll click on it and then they'll buy merch and things like that because that's how you keep people engaged. Is get some merch out there, give them new content, and they're gonna go find you. They're gonna stream your music. They're gonna seek you out. Uh, and don't be afraid to ask other artists to do like a playlist on their YouTube page or something like that, and
Mhm.
swap videos and things of that nature. Because what it does is they're listening to that playlist and they come across and they're vibing on a song. They click on that and it's going to take them straight to your page and then they're going to watch more of your videos. So yeah, just little things like that just really helps out. And every dollar as an independent artist helps. So please do yourself a favor, just get some type of merch connected to your page where people can order that. Um,
I'll do that.
yeah,
Thank you for the advice. I really
yeah, definitely. If you need me to remind you later, you can always DM me, and we'll I'll help you get that thing going. Uh,
also, really quickly, I wanted to give a shout out to Mike from Three Mind Flight. Sorry. He always gives me such great advice and like just stuff like that, like little stuff and like well also big stuff. I'm like, how the heck do I do this? And he just is like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, wow, he's just a lifesaver. So I wanted to give him a shout out really quickly when you were talking about like helping, like musicians helping each other, and I was just like thinking about that, so I wanted to give Mike a little shout out.
Mike is absolutely amazing. He'll help anybody out. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. He's one to have in your corner. He's one to know if you are going to sing a song for us tonight.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me grab my guitar over there really quickly. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do Sea Salt. Yeah, my brother told me the chords a little while ago, like 20 minutes ago. So here we go.
All right, have at it.
Sitting on the water, I can't see no longer. My eyes burn from the sea salt in the water. I can't go, but you just say it's all gonna be fine. Please don't go. Listen close. I bet the solution is just to forget. If I show emotions, I'm delicate. I find that dandelions race in the wind. Why can't my fears do the same? They're misled. Staring at the ceiling day to day, wondering where I will be at age 28. I'll just find my own way. It's all gonna be fine. Please don't go. Listen close. I bet the solution is just to forget. If I show emotions, I'm delicate. I find that dandelions race in the wind. Why can't my fears do the same? They're misled. I bet the solution is just to forget. If I show emotions, I'm delicate. I find that dandelions race in the wind. Why can't my fears do the same? They're misled. Please don't go. So that's Sea Salt.
Absolutely amazing. I mean,
Thank
we got people over here in the comments saying that reminds them of like Garbage and Gwen Stefani and maybe a little bit of Jewel too.
I get Jill a lot. Thank you.
Stacy says, and yeah, I mean, as I told you, the voice talent is there. You could sing anything you wanted to. Uh, just do yourself a favor and find out where you want to take it and do it your way. Don't listen to other people because, yeah, they're going to tell you, yeah, you could do this and you can do that. Well, you can because you could sing anything you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it goes back to making people feel what you feel when you write your music. Uh, but speaking of which, uh, as part of the process of this, do you fancy yourself more as a songwriter or are you more of the performer?
Um, I think I'm more of a songwriter. I I don't know. I've never really like looked at musicians and been like looking at their performance and being like, "Wow, that's so cool. I want all of that in my performance," you know? Like I think I am more of like just I just love like how you can just create a song from nothing. Like I just think that's crazy and it just blows my mind every time I do it. And I'm like, how did I just do that? Like where did that just come from? Like I even had like music come from like a dream. And I don't know, I think it's just crazy that that can happen. I definitely consider myself, yeah, I consider myself more of a songwriter. I mean, I'm still trying to get better at it though. Um, I'm I'm still trying to improve on it. Like I think I'm doing good where I'm at, but I still always want to improve. And I think I consider myself a lot of a singer too. Like I was first a singer before I was anything musician wise. Um, I've always loved singing, and then I picked up the guitar to be in the background. And like this will be cool to like just make it a song, you know, like put it in there. And but I think once I got all that down, I'm like, this is so cool that I can just write. I mean, pretty much right after I learned the guitar, I started writing and I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. I love songwriting. It just is so crazy that other people can do the same thing and just like, oh, voila, here we go. Cool song. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. But I love songwriting.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you've heard of a guy called Willie Nelson. He he's a songwriter. He also sings, but he's a very prolific songwriter. And if you go and just Google him sometime and go to his Wikipedia and just look at all these songs that he's wrote for other people that they've sang that are written by Willie Nelson, that you're like, wow, Willie wrote that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you said you picked up the guitar to kind of be in the background. Is that what you?
Well, I it's like um I don't know. It's like I started singing, and then me and my brothers were in this little band, and so I was just the singer of it. And then my younger brother decided not to do it anymore, and so then I was like, I'm gonna pick up the guitar and do this on my own. It's not like a background thing. I'm just saying that as
Okay,
like
I was gonna
I'm
say because
than a
there's no way that anybody would be able to keep you in the background. There's it's just not gonna happen. The voice, there's just too much talent there to be able to. You would outshine the person that you're actually background singing for, and yeah, they'd be like, "You gotta go."
no, I was saying like the
You're making me look bad. Oh yeah, I can understand that, but yeah, once you start singing, they're like, "All right, you're making me look bad, and you got to go." So
But I think like back to your question, like I think about it though, it's like I am more of a singer, I think, than sitting down, but also at the same time, like my life has completely changed from going out and singing and then to now where I'm just stuck songwriting,
and
you know, like but I think I'm more of I want like my goal, not my biggest goal, I want it all, but I think that like one of my biggest goals is to go on tour and that I want to sing, I want to perform, I want to do all that. So I guess you could say performer, but I think I've just realized lately how important songwriting is, you know? So
and there's nothing wrong with that either. Um, a lot of great singers started out as songwriters. You obviously have the talent, and if that's the part of the process you enjoy, don't don't feed that off to someone else. Keep the parts that you enjoy the most, and that'll make everything more enjoyable going through in the whole process. Um, I mean, obviously, uh, since you've been focusing more on the songwriting, and that's going to become more and more important to you, don't give that up. If you love that, it's just going to make your music that much better because you got the feeling from very beginning. You wrote the song, you sing the song. No one can express the song the way the songwriter wrote it, other than the songwriter.
Hmm.
So when you write your own music and sing, I think that's why so many people connect with, say, like a Taylor Swift. She writes her own songs, she sings her own songs, and it makes it easier for them to feel what she is feeling because she created that. When you
Yeah.
take someone else's song, you can put your spin on it, but you're never going to get quite the way the songwriter felt when they were
Mhm.
writing the music it's themselves.
Yeah.
So it's I think that's a very admirable goal, that you want to get more involved in the songwriting and be a part of the entire process.
Yeah.
Uh,
I consider myself more as that way, Taylor Swift, because I am that way. I only like to write songs for myself. I don't really see myself ever going to write a song for someone else because those are like my feelings and like my stories. And I just can't see someone else saying that, you know? Like I've had that offered to me where like, oh, you can you songwrite and then like will buy it for me. I'm like, no, I'm like I want to be the one that sings it. I want to be the one that performs it. I want to be the one that songwrites it, you know? Like that
yeah,
whole I want everything of that, I guess.
yeah,
So yeah.
and that's a great way to look at it. Um, I'm going to ask again, is there anybody over in the chat that has any questions that you would like to ask Sophie before we round this down for the night? Still just blown away by your song, by the way. It was absolutely amazing.
Thank
Uh, and yeah, you didn't have, you just straight acoustic and no effects, no nothing, and just sounded incredible.
you. Yeah. That's what I love about acoustic guitar. It just seems so raw and like raw music. I don't know. I just love that about having an acoustic guitar. I
Mm.
love
All right. Well, other than everybody just telling you how you owned it and how super talented you are, uh, I don't see any questions on there. But I had a great time tonight. I'm so glad that you came on the show. You're more than welcome to come back anytime you want. Just hit me up in the DM. Like I said, I'm doing my written blog as well. I'm starting that back up. So if you want to do that and you want me to send the
yeah,
questions out to you, just hit me up in DM, give me your email, and I'll get them emailed out to you.
that's awesome.
Anything, anything that I can do to help you, like marketing wise or promotion wise, please let me know. By the way, I have a bone to pick with some people. We won't mention any names, Mike and Trissette, if you're watching too. If you're gonna post on Twitter, don't make me go look for it. Tag me in the post so I can go ahead and retweet it. I got 1,000, actually close to 17,000 artists now that want me to promote their music. If you don't tag me on it, I may not find it. And I really do want to promote your music. So please tag me. Same with you, Sophie. Please tag me in all your stuff. That way I can get it sent out there for everybody to hear, because
Yeah.
people, I'm not going to say people need to hear your voice, people deserve to hear your music.
Thank you. Also,
It's, yeah.
I just want to
So,
thank you so much for having me on here and like this has been so awesome just chatting and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you and thank you for always supporting me and for just the support you have for all these musicians. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to you. So
well, it truly was my honor to have you on the show tonight. Uh, Ever since I started listening to your music, I was like, man, I really hope I can get her on the show sometime. And when I DM'd you and you were down for it, I was like, yeah. I was, and you did. You just blew it away tonight, and I think you did a great job. Anything you need, don't be afraid to hit me up. Like I said, Mike's a very good friend of mine, so you know Mike's going to help you out. So hopefully between us, and I don't know if you've ever met Stacy. She goes by Boston Actress. It's Stacy Buzz Actor on Twitter, and she's a very big help, and she promotes a lot about not only my show but artists as well. So definitely hit her up, and she will definitely uh, promote your music for you as well.
Awesome.
But go ahead and we'll wrap it up for the night. You can go ahead and give your final words if you want to say goodbye to everybody. And
I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined, and thank you to you for having me. And I don't know, it's been super fun. It's been a really good time on here. Go check out my music, and yeah, thank you.
and it's been our pleasure actually. And thank you again, Sophie. Please feel free to DM me anytime, and I will do everything I can to help you out.
Thank
Uh,
you.
all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you get out of here, and you have a great night, and we'll hope to hear more from you and your music very soon.
Yes, thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. You don't even have to tell me tonight how impressed you are with Sophie. And can you believe that she's only 18? What an incredible voice for an 18-year-old. I encourage you, please go out there and find her on the streaming services and check out her all her music. And I'm not for sure. Mike said that they were getting close to uh, releasing the song. He didn't give me an exact date, so you can bug him about that. Uh, but I'm, for one, am very super excited to hear that collab between her and Three Mind Blight. And but just check out all her stuff. She is very super talented and just quite frankly is really amazing. And yeah, if you're gonna support anybody, she seems like she's a very appreciative person. Uh, but we're going to go ahead and get ready to sign off for the night. If no one has anything for me, we will be back tomorrow night at 8:30 Central Time with another good friend of the show, Mr. Kelly Kinter. And don't forget also this Saturday, still working out the times with Trissette. She's going to be in quarantine in Australia, and I may be on the road myself. So we're going to try to work out a time frame and get that show going on Saturday night as well. But I will let you know on that a little later on in the week. So thank you everybody for coming. It was an incredible show tonight, and you all are a big part of the reason why it's like that. So have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.